yeah, I think you would. I think my ideal is Tino starts, and we've got Trips there, who's an excellent replacement for rotation, so we're not burning the players out. Rotational substitutions. Uh, that would be my long-term thinking.
I think it's one of those ones where you can sort of flip the coin and nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You keep him, and we're not losing anything because he's a brilliant player and he's able to fill in when needed in the squad. He's a great. He's passionate. He's a great player.
As well, of course.
If we do sell him, then you're getting 10, 12 million for a player who is at the end of his career. So we're kind of getting more money back for him. So there's no right answer to this one. It's sort of it's just a personal decision, or probably from Howe over how he feels he wants to, what he wants to do with a player.
Yeah.
And Howe being Howe, I think you'll probably give a large part of that decision to Trippier. Now, whether that's right or wrong, whether Howe should decide what he wants for the club and put his foot down and say that's what's happening,
Well,
or whether he should give Trippier his flowers and say, look, what do you want to do? Because whatever you want to do, it's fine with us.
But you would assume that Eddie Howe would weigh the pros and the cons and say, well, if I keep him, great. If he leaves, great. Then that's his decision. Then you make it his decision. Yeah. So interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. He's been talked about wanting to leave before, kind of like Isak, but he didn't do what Isak how far Isak has gone, certainly. But he was rumored last season, and nothing else happened about it. He decided to stay. So I don't know. I don't know if he's still in the same mindset. Certainly, I think
the only thing it would do, and especially on the back of the Isak debacle, it could be, is that the second little pebble falling out the wall that, all of a sudden we haven't got Isak, we haven't got Trips. Who's the next one going to be?
Yeah, but I wouldn't make Trippier a part of that club. Like if Trippier leaves, it's not really that.
Right, well, he's not one of the crown jewels, as you might say, any longer. But
so I think that's the situation.
Still part of the cement.
I wouldn't put him in that category.
As well, what we'll have to see is Trips has been throughout. He's had personal issues and everything. Where he's always been so professional. Mm-hmm. He's never shown sort of an unprofessional side to him. So, yeah,
well, not deliberately.
No, not deliberately, but I mean, maybe there's been a few.
He was certainly affected when he was going through the matrimonial string.
Yeah, a few personal issues came onto the pitch, but never in sort of the background of the club.
Not in a petulant way.
No, he's always been 100% professional. I think either way, if the lad stays or if he goes, every Newcastle fan will still see him as a massive asset and one of the elite players we've ever had at this club. Probably the best right back we've ever had.
Well, Stephen Phil says he has a new Geordie girlfriend, so I'm not sure if that's gonna work wonders. That may keep him.
I haven't done that anyway. But...
Yeah, I think we should give the option to Trippier because he was our first signing during the difficult period after the takeover, and he has a special place in my heart. I think he was the first to join, and he was a key signing, a statement signing when we were 19th.
Absolutely.
And I think he's served the club well. He did have a bad patch where fans were getting on his back. He was making mistakes. I remember the Chelsea game when we lost in the cup, FA Cup, I believe. But I think it's really up to him. If he wants to stay, I think we should facilitate that. If he wants to leave, I think we should facilitate it.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
That's true. Lee Ryder saying today that Isak had previously been the poster boy for the new third kit launched earlier this summer, even appearing in Adidas adverts with the club legend Tino Asprilla at the Tyneside Irish Centre. But that was long before his head was turned by his agent, obviously. So that's one thing that apparently, I don't know if we lost on. I don't know if we would have sold many more shirts with Isak on there. I'm not sure, but I guess so. Quite honestly, I never look at Newcastle in recent times and think of Isak as that's the shirt I want to get, quite honestly. I think about that. I think Tonali for me is one of the. It depends personal preference. I'm not sure who is the top seller in the tune right now. I would doubt. I would doubt it would be.
It'll be
Isak.
rapidly heading towards Park Soo-sung.
Well, yeah, maybe so, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Isak. So I'm not sure the club has lost much. One thing that I saw in the chat
No,
that
what the strip thing has done, it's railed a lot of people because they've bought the shirt with Isak's number on.
that yeah, I agree with that.
So they've got a right to feel sort of cheated if he leaves before he's kicked the ball this season with the kit that he's been advertising, so to speak.
But I don't think my point was that I don't think he was a top seller for Newcastle, and
I don't know. Who do you think? Who do you think would have? That's an interesting question.
well, because this is a known phrase in Spanish. Some players sell smoke, meaning sell nothing, and not a criticism, but this is what Bruno does all the time. He sells nothing. He sells smoke to people. People buy it, and very expensive too. He just throws his arms in the air, and people buy it. People love him for that. So I would assume that it would be Bruno, the one that's the top earner as far as shirts is concerned. Other than that, Tonali would be another one, but that he's actually, he's a proper footballer. Other than that, well, that wasn't a shot, by the way. I'm just saying,
Well, Eddie Howe didn't think he was a top footballer for a long time.
Don't get me into that, man, because Mighty win, he'll pull up that numpty stat of Longstaff.
Good boy.
Longstaff was perfect for a long
The
time.
Leeds fans love them.
The numpty Longstaff stat. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
By the way, Longstaff's undefeated this pre-season.
I bet, man. I
think it's a good reason that you never get a player's name on the back of your shirt. Get your own name on the back of the shirt.
Exactly.
I've done that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or none.
Or none.
Now,
but of course, that was what they put that, and they had that horrible black shield on the back. That was the reason they did that was because it looked so ridiculous without a
number,
without a name on.
Mm-hmm. Now, it begs the question, though, what's going on in Newcastle? We've talked about that many times, but there's one take today from Simon Jordan, who's been speaking highly of, well, not highly, but he's just been speaking about this whole situation. And he came out with a take today that I actually, I do agree, and I posed this question as well to, I guess to nobody really, amongst us, but I mean, I think that's a question that most Newcastle fans would have at this moment in time. Let us see what he had to say. If you guys agree, let's take a look.
Also, if you read not the tea leaves, but if you read in between the lines, it feels that there's a vacuum of leadership within Newcastle, and there's an expectation among Newcastle fans. What is happening here? We've got this enormous ownership model that seems to have enormous amounts of money, but is relatively compliant to the football establishment. It isn't pushing the envelope. It isn't doing what Marinakis has done at Nottingham Forest, who's going up there, spending what he precisely wants, and then arguing through the legal system about how many points he should be deducted. They're not building training grounds. They're not building new stadiums. So where is this enormous, powerful Saudi Arabian influence that they expected? Because let's have it right. In boxing, we've seen what it's done in boxing, just taken over.
Yeah.
Now, I would have expected the vacuum to be filled by Newcastle saying, you're not going. It's as simple as that. And Liverpool, if you do want to buy him, and we do accept an offer, it'll be no more and no less than £150 million. And that's the end of the discussion.
Right.
It seems to be we're filling the narrative. Everybody besides the people that make the difference are filling the vacuum with information rather than Newcastle. And I don't understand that. Having been an owner, and I understand the scale is different, it's only a few quantums different in terms of pounds and shillings and pence. I don't understand why there isn't strong positioning coming from the football club, whether it be the manager, whether it be the owners or whoever it is, saying this is how it's going to be. And then people would sit back and know where they stood, and let's see them, how big the players' balls are.
Interesting. I actually agree with a lot of what he said. That's my style.
With
that's my style of negotiating. Although Wayne, you said he's a twat, so don't backtrack now. Don't try to agree with him now.
Is Simon Jordan now wearing a blonde wig?
There you go. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But those are exactly When I heard that, I was like, man, that's exactly how I feel.
He's 100% right. This is the top and bottom.
And I've been criticizing that before Mighty Wind jumped on the bandwagon. I've been saying, where's PIF? Why are they not doing this? Where's the advertising?
Whoa, hang
no,
on.
excuse me. Don't forget to smash the like button. It helps us a lot to keep growing. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Activate all notifications. That way you get notified every time we go live. And don't forget, you can become a member. Get exclusive content. Access to all of our live shows on demand at the time that you want. Also, of course, giveaways every month. Sometimes multiple giveaways a month. So stay tuned for that. Check it out. Help support the channel. It's a small fee. And of course, you help us and grow. If you hate the Mackhams, smash that like button.
To save the bleeding races. When we got the wheel put on, away we went again. But them that had their noses broke, they came back our him. Some went to the dispensary, and some to Dr. Gibbs's, and some to the informer.